In my previous update, we had just seen the bounce of our support level at $65,400 and we were sitting in a short position from the highs, but also in a long position from the lows. And what I said was that this range in Bitcoin was extremely important, and whichever level broke first, so either the high or the low, it would offer a pretty aggressive continuation. And what happened, as you know, price moved up, broke above this high, and then from there we got a very aggressive continuation to the upside as expected and outlined in my previous update. But with that said, I have to admit, I do feel pretty unlucky because what happened was that I had implemented a take profit one on my long position and I had moved my stop loss to my entry point, which was again $65,600. And if you go back to the chart, what happened? We got the move up, but then Bitcoin came back down to my entry point, which again was $65,600. It bottomed at $65,500 and from there offered a pretty aggressive reversal to the upside and a move towards above $70,000 today. So with that said, unfortunately, personally, I am not sitting in any trades at the moment. I have been stopped out of my short, of course, on this move up, and I have also been stopped out of my long position as just explained. So what I want to do in this update is outline the next potential setup that we have on Bitcoin in case you're also not sitting in a trade. So let's get right into it. Well, the first thing I want to say is that at least personally, for the way that I trade, I never open longs when prices are going up and I never open shorts when prices are going down. So at this point, as prices are rising pretty aggressively, I have two options. Either I can look for shorts or I can decide to not open a trade. But at this point, as we've broken above this high, and as I had outlined in my previous update, I do expect a new all-time high on Bitcoin, which is why I'm not looking for any short positions. So at this point, what I have to do is wait for retracement to the downside, which will come at some point, and then I can enter a long position and ride the trend higher. So with that said, what I want to talk about first is three major reasons why we should expect an aggressive retracement to the downside at some point. The first reason is very simple, and that is that Bitcoin has been rising non-stop without offering any retracement since $65,000. So as you can see, we've had a move higher and higher and higher, and Bitcoin still hasn't offered any decent retracement to the downside. So with that said, in any markets, the more extended a move gets without offering a retracement, the more aggressive the retracement will be once it comes. So that's the first reason to expect an aggressive drop at some point. Second reason is, of course, our imbalances. So as you can see, if I start on the daily chart, we have two pretty big daily imbalances. So we have this one, and today we also have another daily imbalance. So with that said, I do expect that at some point, price will come back down and fill at least this daily imbalance, so go all the way down towards $69,900. That's the second reason to expect a retracement to the downside. And then the final reason, which is also very important, would be the open interest. So if I go into full screen and outline what we have here, we have a rise on Bitcoin since this low of just over 10%. However, the open interest has risen again since this low, as you can see, over 20%. And in general, when you see open interest rising much faster than price, and in this case it's rising twice as fast as price, this gives you a pretty strong signal that you will get a liquidation candle at some point. With all of that said, I do hope that you understand the importance of remaining patient on the charts and waiting for the next high probability long setup. So as usual, let's outline our important support levels. The first support would be, as I said, that I do expect the fill of this daily imbalance, so $69,900. So you can go ahead and mark out this level on your chart, and I do believe that it could offer a pretty nice support if revisited. And then if you go on the 1 hour chart, we have a second imbalance to be aware of, which comes in at $69,100. So with that said, this area around $69,000, so pretty much a break of $70,000, could offer again the next high probability long position. And then if we push lower, we also have this hourly imbalance which comes in at $67,800. So again, you can be aware of this level, but in my opinion, the major area will come in between $69,900 and then $69,100. And then to the upside, it's pretty simple in my opinion. if you go on the higher time frames, I would just be aware of the next major psychological level, which comes in at $80,000. So if you want to make it accurate, just go in there and type 80,000. And in this case, I would outline two scenarios. The first one is that if we see a move up on Bitcoin without any significant retracement, then at this point it becomes very likely, in my opinion, that this level can offer a very big retracement to the downside, simply because you'll have a lot of liquidity to grab. And then the second scenario would be that if we get a retracement first, so maybe a drop, as I said, towards 69.9, and then we see a reversal to the upside, then at this point it becomes less likely that this level will offer a big rejection to the downside. However, just be aware of this area around $80,000 as it's a major psychological level. And with all of this in mind, that was mainly it for this update. So a quick recap, I'm expecting higher prices. However, I am remaining patient and waiting for an aggressive drop to the downside in order to enter a long position. I do expect new all-time highs, but again, I have a lot of reasons to believe that at some point we will get an aggressive drop to the downside. And then to the upside, it's pretty simple. I would just be aware of the psychological level around $80,000. And if we continue on moving up without seeing any major retracements, then it becomes very likely that you will see a big rejection at this level. So with that said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this update. And as usual, if you have any questions, I'm available inside the Discord. So see you soon everyone, and good luck.